Welcome back to the Genius Maltby channel. The fifth release in the Queen's Beast series, the Black Bull of Clarence. Beautiful engraving, wonderful imagery by Jody Clark. Again, as with all the Queen's Beast series, this is a 2-ounce, 4.9 silver coin, 9999, pure silver. There you can see the incredible detail of the imagery, the Black Bull of Clarence. As with each coin in the series, the Obverse displays the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, along with the face value of £5. And the reverse, as we just mentioned, designed by Jody Clark, features the muscular Black Bull of Clarence rearing above a royal shield. These are a sovereign coin backed by the British government. And a little bit of background, again, a reminder on the Queen's Beast series. When Her Majesty the Queen was crowned in 1953, the entrance to Westminster Abbey was guarded by 10 fantastical creatures. The Queen's Beasts were 6-foot-tall statues that symbolized the heritage and history of Queen Elizabeth II, inherited that day. These royal protectors have been brought to life in a collection named in their honor, which began in the year the Queen became the world's longest reigning living monarch and continues in the year of Her Majesty's Sapphire Jubilee. The Black Bull, featured here, is a Yorkist beast, which came to the Queen through Edward IV, the first King of England from the House of York, and one of the key players in the Wars of the Roses. The bull is one of the most English and earthy of the heraldic beasts, a strong symbol of pride and patriotism. One interesting piece of information I got in doing a little bit of more research and reading on the Queen's Beast series, because when I put these videos together, I try to at least look into the coin a little bit further, because I'm not an expert on the heritage of the Queen or anything of that nature. And when I was reading about the mint at APMEX's site here, I found, and everyone knows that the Royal Mint is an old mint. We've looked at coins that they've produced going back 200-300 years. I don't own any of the really old Royal Mint coins, but it's one of the oldest institutions in the world. The Royal Mint began producing coins for England and eventually Great Britain more than 1,100 years ago. Think of that, 1,100 years ago. That's quite a significant history when you think about the mintage of coins. And it must be the oldest mint. It has to be the oldest continuing mint today. I went on to read that the minting of coins began in England around the end of the 2nd century BC, around AD 650. Coins were made by craftsmen called moneyers in London. In 886, during the reign of Alfred the Great, the London Mint was designated to be a single institution, though there were many other mints in operation around this time. In 1279, the London Mint was moved to the Tower of London, where it remained for the next 500 years. Famed physicist Sir Isaac Newton was the warden of the mint in 1696, and as such was responsible for investigating cases of counterfeiting. 3 years later, he was made master of the mint until his death in 1727, and was responsible for moving England from the silver standard to the gold standard in 1717. The Royal Mint had outgrown its home in the Tower of London, so during the 18th century, the rickety wooden shacks the mint occupied were rebuilt to accommodate mechanized and rolling mills and coining presses and provide more space. Soon, however, the mint outgrew this new location, and in 1809, the mint moved from the Tower of London to an adjacent site in East Smithfield called Tower Hill. By 1899, the Royal Mint was striking 100 million coins a year. In 1967, it was announced the mint would move from its location at Tower Hill to Llantrisant, Wales, following Parliament's decision to decimalize currency, and in 1968, the first coins were officially struck by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II at the new location in Wales. In 1986, the Royal Mint celebrated 11 centuries of continuous minting, and in 2009 the Royal Mint was vested into a government-owned company to provide greater operating and commercial freedom. One unique aspect of the Royal Mint is a procedure known as the Trial of the Pyx. Dates back to 1282 and ensures newly minted coins meet required government standards. The trials have been held once a year since their inception and have changed very little over time. These trials are presided over by a judge with a jury of expert assayers and are held at the Palace of Westminster before they were moved to the modern-day site at the Hall of the Worshipful Company of Goldsmiths. The ceremony was so named after the boxwood chest in which coins were placed for presentation to the jury. Well, that concludes today's discussion and look at the 5th Queen's Beast, the Black Bull of Clarence, and the little walk through history of the Royal Mint. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of the Junius Maltby channel.